Hey, it's me and I'm back for another video. This time there has been things that was announced or revealed today in the NBA world, and I'm going to talk about them one by one. First of all, Nikola Jokic of the Denver Nuggets is positive for the coronavirus. This news was broke out today by Adrian Wojnarowski. Jokic is still in Serbia, and he is expected to be cleared by next week, and he will go back to Denver in order to prepare for the upcoming continuation of the regular season. Jokic was said to be spotted in an exhibition game in Serbia, where he had that picture of him, being slimmed down and all, but he's not wearing a mask and not practicing social distancing. So probably he got it there. The news broke out last week that he might have gotten the virus there, and it turned out it was. We do not know if if he became positive just now, or he was positive a week ago, because the news, the detail in which it was said that he will be cleared next week, meaning he is in recovery. So prayers up to Jokic, and I hope he gets back in time for the continuation of the season. Another one, Bertans has opted out of playing in Orlando. The NBA said that anyone, if they're not comfortable with playing in Orlando, can opt out, although they will lose money. So Bertans have made the difficult decision of opting out to play in Orlando. As we all know, his team, the Washington Wizards, is one of the 22 teams that is slated to play in Orlando starting July 30th. The Wizards right now are in the 9th spot. They are 5 games behind the Orlando Magic, which is the number 8 seed. So if the Wizards would want to have an opportunity to make the playoffs, they need to win a lot of games. They need to be within 4 games of the 8th seed, so that the play-in series would be played between the number 8 and the number 9, in which the number 8 seed have the twice to beat advantage over the 9th seed. The Wizards are in a tough spot. They are of course without John Wall, who's not planning to suit up for the Washington Wizards as he's still recovering from an Achilles injury he suffered last year. So they are in a tough spot. I mean, Davis is one of their best players. He's having a career year shooting the ball from the field. Had a great showing in the 3-point contest last February. So this is a big loss for the Wizards if they are indeed trying to catch for that number 8 seed. We all know Bradley Beal. The rumors have been swirling around. Where would he go if he will get traded? Which is, let me break it to you, he cannot be traded because the season isn't over yet, and he cannot sign with any other team because he's still in contract with the Wizards. He just signed an extension a few years ago, so he's gonna stay in DC for a while unless he gets traded. So another player who decided to opt out in the continuation of the season is Avery Bradley of the Los Angeles Lakers. This decision was made just earlier. It was broke by Adrian Wojnarowski on Twitter, and he said it is a difficult decision, but he must make this decision for the sake of for the safety of his family. He said his oldest son cannot be medically cleared to be in Orlando with him, so he just made the decision to opt out of playing for the Lakers, and would just stay at home and be safe with this coronavirus pandemic. And another one, I forgot to mention him earlier, but another player who opted out in playing in Orlando for the July 30th continuation is Trevor Ariza of the Portland Trailblazers. We all know Ariza just came to the Portland Trailblazers around this year, and he's only played a few games with them. And but he has made the decision of opting out because right now he is in a custody battle for his 12-year-old son, and he's trying to focus all his energy into that rather than risking himself in Florida just to play basketball. I mean, if you look at the standings of where the Trailblazers are, it's kind of less likely for them to catch up with the Memphis Grizzlies. If the Grizzlies would just win a few games, it would mean they would be out. So he made this his difficult decision. So the Blazers, their struggles was depth, but now with the returning Zach Collins and Yusuf Nurkic, along with the newly acquired Carmelo Anthony, the Blazers are looking to make a run for it, make a run for the number 8 seed, maybe make a run for the 9th seed and get within 4 games with the Grizzlies, so that they could have a play-in series as well. The Blazers is one of those dangerous teams that you do not want to face. If you're like a number 1 or number 2 seed, you do not want to face the Blazers in the first round. Damian Lillard is a killer. He's a beast, especially in playoff time. So it would be a tough road if the Blazers can make it out of the Wild Wild West. So those are the players who chose to opt out so far, because I'm sure these coming few days there will be more and more players that would opt out because it is risky. The NBA is putting all their chips into this, hoping that it would work. But some players, of course, they have families, they have other concerns. And the NBA gave them every right to opt out if they are not comfortable with the proposed bubble in Orlando. So already 3 players have decided to not play for the continuation of the season. Another news that broke out is 2 players from the Phoenix Suns have tested positive for the coronavirus, and a Western Conference team has 4 players testing positive for the coronavirus. Now the question is the NBA season in jeopardy? It really depends, because the NBA, as much as possible, they want to finish the season because of the financial stakes. You know, it's all about the money at this point. Let's be honest with ourselves. Of course, part of it is because maybe the fans need an avenue to spend their time now that they're staying at home and really doing nothing. But the other part of it is they want to finish this season because of the financial situation, because of the collective bargaining agreement. Like, they need to finish this. They're doing as much as they can in order to make this a success. But the thing is, it's really, really difficult because the enemy here is the virus, and they're helpless right now on how to stop the virus. I mean, they're doing everything. They're planning everything. They're making sure that this would be possible, but there's still a lot of questions. And we all know some group of players led by Kyrie Irving raised some questions a few weeks ago in regards to the safety. Like, how are the NBA sure that all the players would be safe? Because when you read the safety protocols the NBA set that was released last week, the employees of the facility, of the Disney World facility, they're in and out of that bubble. So there might be a risk that maybe one of these employees gets the virus, then he comes in for work, and he would make contact with an NBA player, and that would just set the fireworks. And the NBA also has stated that they would not test everyone every day, but they said they would test them regularly. So I know the NBA is doing as much as they can, but the situation in Florida isn't getting any better. Florida is starting to become the new epicenter of the virus in the United States. There's been a spike in cases recently, so the worry is still there. And it's not like we're gonna start tomorrow. We're still a month before the continuation of the season starts. Like, from now to July 30th, it's still a long time. Like anything can still happen. The cancellation of the season is still pretty much in play. I believe so. I know the NBA has already set this format and everything is up and up. Everything's on the go now, but there is still a chance that the season might get canceled. It's not outside the realm of possibility, because Florida's getting worse day by day. And the reason why is Florida is one of those states that reopened everything, I think, way too early. They're one of the states that allow professional sports to continue. I mean, that's why you have NASCAR having the races there, professional wrestling, WWE holding their shows at the Performance Center in Florida, AEW also holding their tapings in Jacksonville, where the Jaguars are based, and the Major League Soccer is also proposing the continuation of the season in the same bubble as the NBA. Same bubble with the NBA in the Disney World. So it's like, I know everyone is optimistic, but let's not be blinded by the facts that this COVID is getting worse. This COVID situation is getting out of hand, and people running Florida are idiots. Yeah, they're idiots. And as much as I want the NBA to be back, I'm not entirely sure if it's safe. Maybe in the next few days, the NBA would come out with a new set of safety protocols. I'm sure, but here's one thing that I'm sure. I'm sure the NBA are going to do everything that they can to ensure that this happens. Like the July 30th season happens. They're going to make sure of it. That's one thing I know. They're not going to give up. The NBA is one of those leagues. They will not stop until shit hits the fan. So as long as shit doesn't hit the fan yet, they're going with this. They're going with the season. But right now, if you look at the facts, 4 players just tested positive on a one Western Conference team that was unnamed, and 2 players from the Phoenix Suns also tested positive, and it led to the closure of their facility, where they're working out right now, trying to prepare for the continuation of the 2019-2020 NBA season. Like, as the days go by, my optimism is getting less and less. But one thing is for sure, the NBA will not stop. The NBA will do everything that they can. They will put in more resources into this. They will consult the experts when it comes to player safety and the health protocols that is needed in order to sports to come back. And let's just see. But like I said, it's still a month away. Anything can still happen. Season can get still canceled. So be hopeful, yes, but also be aware of the situation. And that's the only thing I can say. I don't think it's in jeopardy, but it's a day by day basis. You know what I mean? It's a day by day basis. Maybe who knows? In 1 week the situation will get worse, and the optimism from the league is going to be less than it is now. And we're still not sure. Everything's still up in the air. Even though the NBA has already set everything, they already set the calendar, they're already putting in the schedule, which will be announced in a few days. But as long as I don't see any basketball in July 30, everything, it still might get canceled. And heck, even when the season is continuing and maybe a team gets the virus, it still can get canceled in the middle of the season. Like the NBA can just say, oh no, season canceled, no champion, no whatsoever. It still might happen. Everything can still happen. Adam Silver said this. Everything is on the table, even the cancellation of the season. So that's it for this video. I feel like I rambled on for like 15 minutes and I didn't really have anything that meaningful to say. So let's just hope and pray that everything will be alright. But you know, the chances of it still up in the air. That's all I'm gonna say. So that's it for this video. Make sure to hit the comment section if you have any questions, if you have any comments in regarding to the continuation of the NBA season. And this is it for this video, and I'm gonna see you on the next one.